You said you'd partner with her and give her $100 million. That's the biggest offer that she's gotten. So
if she would have let me be her agent, I would have in a second. And if she's like, I'll start a new league with you, I would get her whatever you want.
Breaking news. Caitlin Clark has just received a massive offer that's shaking the entire WNBA. Dave Portnoy, along with a group of billionaire investors, has officially offered her $100 million if she decides to leave the league. This isn't a rumor or guess, it's a real, record-breaking business deal that could change women's basketball forever. It's bold, shocking, and all focused on one name, Caitlin Clark.
If Caitlin would start her own league with you, I'd give her $100 million and I have as many billionaires as you needed to start a league.
Dave Portnoy, like millions of fans who truly see what's happening, knows the truth the WNBA won't admit: the league is alive because of Caitlin Clark. Without her, the ratings drop, ticket sales disappear, and the cameras stop showing up. But instead of supporting their biggest star, Commissioner Cathy Engelbert has spent the season cutting her down, ignoring her achievements, turning a blind eye to the rough treatment she's faced, and allowing jealousy to take over. That's why Portnoy's move isn't just about money, it's a statement. He's saying what fans have been shouting all year: Caitlin, you don't need them. Build your own empire. If you think Clark should walk away and let the WNBA face the consequences, share your thoughts in the comments below.
If Caitlin Clark said, I'm taking my ball and I'm going home and I'm starting my own league, the WNBA would be done in 2 seconds. You don't think Caitlin Clark could line up billionaire investors and start and just get all these players to come with her if they're going to pay a lot more? Of course she would, but for some reason, they want to alienate her. It's like they want her to suffer coming in. You just never seen anything like it where the commissioner doesn't seem to value the stars or the golden goose.
But here's what makes this even more interesting. This wasn't some random idea from Dave Portnoy. It was planned, calculated, and backed by real strategy. He's not just tossing around big numbers for attention, he's presenting a serious blueprint for Caitlin Clark to start her own basketball league. He's done the research, secured investors, and, surprisingly, everything adds up. You can hear it in his voice. This wasn't a rant, it was a pitch. And now, everyone's wondering if Caitlin herself is already considering it. If she takes this deal, it wouldn't just mark the end of her WNBA career, it could also signal the beginning of the end for Cathy Engelbert's leadership. And if you know Portnoy, you know he doesn't bluff. The man built an empire by turning controversy into opportunity. He's loud, polarizing, but always serious when he speaks publicly. That's why this isn't just talk, it's a real threat to the WNBA's future. Portnoy has a proven history of turning bold ideas into billion-dollar success stories, and now he's pointing that same energy at a league already struggling with its own issues. For the first time ever, the WNBA is facing someone with the money, influence, and fan power to actually challenge them.
I think if she truly was like, I'm out of here, I'm starting my own league, she'd have people lining up, including myself, and she would put the WNBA out of business. I really do believe that. I think she's that powerful for the whole league.
And he's not backing down. Dave Portnoy didn't just make the offer, he's actively pushing for it. He's daring Caitlin Clark to take the deal, calling it a chance to finally break free from a league that's never fully supported her. You could hear the conviction in his voice. This wasn't a publicity stunt, it was a challenge. Portnoy knows the WNBA is standing on shaky ground, and it would only take one superstar walking away to make it collapse. Caitlin Clark is that superstar.
Money talks. Like if you get the money lined up and you get the superstars, like, oh, you can only make $1 million here, you can make $5 million with our league. I think it would work.
I mean, when she was golfing, originally when she did that little celebrity golf thing, it wasn't going to be televised. And there were so many people emailing them saying, like, can we see this? Like, how can we see this? And then all of a sudden it was on television. And so even that in itself, it's like Caitlin, she hit somebody with the golf ball.
Yeah.
That's like, she's not, you know, it's not like she's this phenomenal golfer. That, no offense, Caitlin, but like.
she would be top 3. Like if I could just be like, hey, I want Barstool to rep you and have the rights to like use your marketing, and she would top the line, male, female, any. I believe that's how powerful she really is.
But before we break down every detail of Dave Portnoy's pitch, let's talk about how we got here, because this offer didn't come out of nowhere. It's the direct result of the WNBA's failure to respect and protect the one player responsible for their record-breaking season, Caitlin Clark. Under Cathy Engelbert's leadership, the league has been completely out of touch, and her latest mistake may have finally crossed the line. Just a few days ago, Minnesota Lynx star Napheesa Collier dropped a major bombshell in her exit interview. She revealed a private conversation with Engelbert that should have stayed behind closed doors, but once it got out, it exposed everything wrong with the WNBA's leadership. Collier said that Engelbert told players they should bow down and be grateful for everything she's supposedly done for them. That comment alone was arrogant enough to destroy a commissioner's credibility, but it gets even worse.
I sat across from Kathy and asked how she planned to address the officiating issues in our league. Her response was, well, only the losers complain about the refs. I also asked how she planned to fix the fact that players like Caitlin, Angel, and Paige, who are clearly driving massive revenue for the league, are making so little for their first 4 years. Her response was, Caitlin should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court, because without the platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything. And in that same conversation, she told me players should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the media rights deal that I got them.
According to Napheesa Collier, Kathy Engelbert took things even further, saying that Caitlin Clark should be grateful to the WNBA because, in her words, every brand deal, every sponsorship, and every dollar Clark makes is only possible thanks to the league. Imagine that the commissioner of a struggling league trying to take credit for the success, hard work, and cultural impact of the very player who saved her job. Let's be honest, that's one of the most out-of-touch and self-serving statements ever made by a sports executive. It's not just disrespectful, it's an insult to the fans, the sponsors, and the athlete who single-handedly brought women's basketball into the mainstream. Caitlin Clark didn't become famous because of the WNBA, the WNBA became relevant because of Caitlin Clark. The backlash was immediate. Social media exploded, and fans began calling for Engelbert's resignation.
That's a mentality driving our league from the top. We go to battle every day to protect a shield that doesn't value us. The league believes it succeeds despite its players, not because of them. We have the best players in the world. We have the best fans in the world. But right now, we have the worst leadership in the world.
Then came the twist that blew the whole story wide open. While fans were still reacting to Kathy Engelbert's tone-deaf comments, a new question started spreading across sports shows and social media. Was there even a little truth to what she said? That simple question sparked a full investigation. Analysts began digging through TV ratings, sponsorship reports, ticket sales, and revenue charts, and what they found was devastating for the league's credibility. The data didn't prove Engelbert right, it proved just how completely wrong she was.
Do you give Kathy Engelbert credit for the TV deals that she has struck, or does all this kind of lead to her demise?
No, I give her no credit for anything she struck, because as far as I know, it was a struggling league until this new class of rookies came out. And I mean, listen, this may say a lot about my WNBA knowledge. If you threw Asia Wilson's name at me like 2 years ago, I'm not sure I really would have known who that is. I certainly would have known who Napheesa Collier is. Like, yes, I knew the bigger stars, and those are as big, but like I'm talking about Diana Taurasi, but I wasn't locked in on this league. Everything has changed.
That's when Dave Portnoy stepped in and delivered the knockout blow. His response wasn't emotional or angry, it was sharp, precise, and cut right through the WNBA's PR spin. He pointed out that the WNBA has been around for decades, but for most of that time, nobody cared, nobody watched, and nobody bought tickets. Then Caitlin Clark arrived, and suddenly, the whole world started paying attention. It was brutal honesty, backed by facts, and the numbers don't lie. Portnoy was right. The data speaks for itself.
Ratings show it. The interest shows it. We're talking about it. You turn on Fox Sports, you talk or ESPN, they talk about the WNBA a lot. That was never the case like 3-4 years ago.
I mean, last season was insane, and you can look at the ratings too. And I think there was like the fevered numbers actually were better than some NBA teams' numbers when it came to viewership last season. And so like the numbers are there.
Just look at the Indiana Fever's numbers this season. They weren't just good, they were record-breaking. Some of their games even outperformed NBA broadcasts in viewership. Think about that, a rookie leading a once struggling team drew bigger audiences than established men's franchises. That's not hype, that's history. When Caitlin Clark steps on the court, arenas sell out, sponsors line up, and TV coverage skyrockets. When she's not playing, the excitement disappears. The league can deny it all they want, but ignoring Caitlin Clark's impact is like pretending gravity doesn't exist.
I noticed when you're asking about Caitlin a lot, you bring up other rookies as well. No league's ever about one player. That player could get hurt or whatever. So I think it's just to give recognition that in sports, people watch for compelling content and rivalries. And you can't do that alone as one person.
Instead of embracing the phenomenon, Cathy Engelbert keeps trying to bury it. Her leadership has become a textbook example of insecurity. Rather than building the league around its biggest star, she spent the season pretending the WNBA doesn't need her, desperately trying to prove there's balance where there isn't. But that kind of pride is what destroys empires. Caitlin Clark is a once-in-a-generation talent, the type of player every sport dreams of having. Yet instead of celebrating her, Engelbert seems threatened by her success. Sure, it might be uncomfortable that one player holds so much power, but it's also the greatest opportunity the WNBA has ever had. A smart commissioner would have used Clark's rise to build momentum, fix poor officiating, improve broadcasts, and treat fans like real stakeholders, not just numbers. Engelbert did the opposite, choosing pride over progress. And now, with Dave Portnoy offering $100 million, she's facing the consequences of her arrogance. The truth is simple. The WNBA didn't create Caitlin Clark's fame, Caitlin Clark created the WNBA's relevance. If she walks away, she takes everything with her, the fans, sponsors, networks, and spotlight included.
These are the same players who have essentially tried to run Caitlin and her fans out of this league, including me. I don't make it about me, but if you recall, and I will make it about me, when I went to the Fever Chicago game, they launched an investigation saying I was doing monkey calls, which is the most outrageous thing in the history of the world because of the Jumbotron, and a league that'll say Indiana Fever fans are bad and we're doing investigations with no proof, no nothing, and have never stuck up for Caitlin. And you've had players be like, it's not about her, why she get all the attention? But then they don't complain when they get private planes from Caitlin in the new media deal.
What's truly shocking is how blind the WNBA remains to this reality. They've been handed a golden opportunity and somehow found a way to burn it. Instead of celebrating the player who revived their league, they've chosen to belittle her and mock her supporters. It's corporate self-sabotage in real time, like watching someone soar off the branch they're sitting on and brag about the craftsmanship. That kind of arrogance and denial is exactly what sparked Dave Portnoy's viral statement. His $100 million offer wasn't random or emotional, it was the final straw for every fan who's watched the WNBA repeatedly trip over its own ego. Portnoy just said out loud what millions were already thinking. The WNBA doesn't deserve Caitlin Clark.
They've alienated an entirely new fan base, and it's almost like the old guard have consistently, we want the credit, we don't want to share in the pot. So Nafisa is correct, and she's been saying those things from the jump. But I find it curious, a lot of the players who don't seemingly equate embracing all these new fans with bigger contract deals, bigger money, are now agreeing with her. It's both. The referees stink. Everything about the league, the way they run it and market it, stink. The way they treat their fans, stink. So all of this is true.
Make no mistake, Dave Portnoy's move wasn't emotional, it was strategic. He sees what Cathy Engelbert doesn't. Women's basketball is skyrocketing in value. The attention, the numbers, the fan engagement, everything is on the rise. To an investor, that signals a massive opportunity. Portnoy compared this moment to getting in early on a booming market, whether it's tech, crypto, or sports entertainment. In his view, Caitlin Clark isn't just a basketball player, she's a cultural and financial revolution waiting to be built around.
Dave, right now amongst the billionaire class, sports seem to be like the next big investment wave, right? Especially with all other entertainment kind of going AI. Like, this is going to be where human beings are still telling stories on the field, on the court, where everybody wants to put in their money.
Unlike the bureaucrats running the WNBA, Dave Portnoy actually has a vision. He didn't toss out a flashy headline for attention, he presented a full business plan. A league that markets its stars the right way, delivers exciting games, and respects fans' time and money. His message was simple: put Caitlin Clark at the center, and everything else will fall into place. The demand already exists, the current league just refuses to meet it. You don't need to be an economist to understand it. Caitlin Clark means sold-out arenas. Caitlin Clark means national headlines. Caitlin Clark means TV ratings that rival the NBA. Build a league around her, and the money practically makes itself. That's what makes Portnoy's proposal so dangerous for the WNBA establishment. It's not fantasy, it's sound business logic. His pitch acted like a mirror, forcing Cathy Engelbert to face the truth she's been avoiding. Without Caitlin Clark, there's no product to sell.
Clean up the league. The refereeing is atrocious, and you can't.
What do you think is the change there?
You got to let your superstars be superstars. You can't let your best players be getting mugged. Freedom of movement, things like that. Like, people don't want to. There's a reason why everyone's hurt. Like, protect your players. Like, it's not in the NBA. Yeah, okay, fine. In the beginning, like, Jordan was getting hammered, but like, you don't want.
But they changed the rules.
Correct. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's okay to be like, we want Caitlin or Paige to shine. Like, that helps the game. Let your superstars be superstars. That's what we want.
Then came the jaw-dropping moment. Dave Portnoy stopped talking about the league and started speaking directly to Caitlin Clark. He compared what she currently makes from sponsorships to what she could earn if she teamed up with him, and by his numbers, her current income is pocket change compared to her true potential. His message couldn't have been clearer. She doesn't need the WNBA needs her. And for anyone who doubted he could back it up, Portnoy came prepared with proof. He said billionaire investors are already lined up, ready to jump in the moment. Clark says yes, real investors who understand that women's basketball could become a global powerhouse if it were led by people who know what they're doing. This isn't a publicity stunt. It's a hostile takeover in progress. Step back and look at the big picture. Portnoy isn't bluffing. He's completely serious. And for the first time ever, Caitlin Clark holds all the power. She could change the entire sport overnight. But if she walked away from the WNBA and launched her own league, every fan, sponsor, and camera would follow. Because the truth is simple, fans don't follow the league, they follow her. She's the WNBA's heartbeat. Without her, the whole system flatlines.
If Caitlin would start her own league with you, I'd give her $100 million and I have as many billionaires as you needed to start a league.
Which brings us to the question everyone's asking: what does Caitlin Clark think? Has she responded? Is she even considering the idea? For now, she's stayed completely silent. No public comment, no hint of interest. Even Dave Portnoy admitted that she seems fully focused on her WNBA mission, locked in on her teammates, her team, and winning games with the Indiana Fever. That loyalty and focus are exactly what make Caitlin Clark so special. She's still giving everything she has to a league that continues to take her for granted. But loyalty has its limits. Every bad call, every dismissive comment, every condescending quote from Cathy Engelbert pushes her a little closer to walking away. The clock is ticking for the WNBA to fix this before their biggest star decides she's had enough. Because while Caitlin keeps playing with humility and heart, the league's leadership keeps showing one thing: they don't deserve her.
Very rarely, if ever, publicly says anything that should cause any waves. She's kind of been a good trooper for the Fever and the league.
Now the WNBA stands at a crossroads. One path leads to rebuilding, centering the league around its biggest star and finally treating Caitlin Clark as the foundation of the sport. The other path leads to denial, continuing to act like the league made her famous, only to watch her take her fans, sponsors, and billion-dollar influence somewhere that truly values her. Because if Caitlin Clark ever accepts that $100 million offer, it won't just make headlines, it will cause a seismic shift across all of professional sports. It would be poetic justice, the very league that disrespected her brought to its knees by the player it tried to downplay. This could be the moment the WNBA finally learns a hard truth: you can't build the future by alienating your present. So, what do you think? Should Caitlin Clark keep carrying a league that keeps dragging her down, or walk away and change the game forever? One thing's for sure, the power no longer belongs to the commissioner. It belongs to Caitlin Clark. And if she ever decides to use it, the WNBA as we know it won't survive the shockwave. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a story. Click the video on the screen. We'll see you in the next one.